I started this year off in the best way, going book shopping. What a bad idea, they say. We have enough books to read on our shelves at home, they say. They're right. But I didn't do what you think I did. I went out and bought only books that I have read already. I wanted to add some more to my collection. I wanted to try to buy the ones that I love so that I can take notes in them and things. One of my resolutions this year is going to be to buy copies of my favorite books to add to my collection and also to start writing in them more often. It just sounds so fun to just write in your personal copy of your book because it makes your library your own. So allow me to just go get them. January 1st apparently is a really great day to go shopping because some bookstores were doing some sales and Goodwill was having a sale. So I got all my books from those places and they were all used in one way or another. From your traditional bookstore, I found Illuminae. It was used and it was only $7. And I can't even believe it because though it is used, technically, there's literally not a speck on it. It's perfect. Very excited to own this finally. Big fan of that series. This is the coolest edition of Emma by Jane Austen that I have ever seen. I love that it looks like a journal. If the designer of this thought, gee, no one's gonna be writing in this, they were very wrong. Because guess what I'm gonna do? You guessed it. Right in it. I already got started. It has this nice elastic strap to hold it closed, great for throwing in your bag on the go. I don't know about you, but I'm very thoughtful about what books I take with me to read out in public. I don't want to be seen reading Twilight because that sends the wrong impression. But if I'm sitting out there with something like Emma, it invites people to join the intellectual conversation. Another cool thing about this is that I just knocked over a pile of books, it's okay. So another cool thing about this is that it has a lot of, not nutritional information, additional information. What is the word for like when you learn things? Not intellectual. I don't know. It has a lot of information about the time, and it has character profiles, and it has a bunch of forewords by different people all giving their take on the story. It has a timeline that aligns Jane Austen's life and her writing and stuff with things going on in the rest of the world. That was pretty cool. I've never given a lot of thought to history before. It used to confuse me greatly, but I'm finally getting to the point where if you say something happened in like 1805, I can kind of pinpoint where that was. It definitely helps to see what else was going on in the rest of the world, because if you just say like, oh, the king was king, I don't care. I don't know who that is. So yeah, I really like this one. I forget how much this was. Again, this was used, but it's in perfect shape. I feel like it was $6 or something. I bought one book that I haven't read yet. Vampirates, Demons of the Ocean. This is the first book in this series, and it caught my attention a while ago, and I've been wanting to read it so badly, and it was only $3. So now or never. I have extremely high hopes for this story because vampire stories are good. Pirate stories are good. This better be good. If it's not though, I really can say that I think the title alone has made this purchase worthwhile for me. At Goodwill, I found this also brand new copy of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I didn't love this book, but I really wanted to add it to my collection because of the cool pictures in it. If you're not aware, this book was based off of real photos found by the author. Photos that just look a little strange, like you wonder what that person's story was. Some of it almost seems to be trick photography, some of it is completely unexplainable. It's really interesting, so I wanted to have a copy of this to look through the pictures and to show to someone if they ever said like, what's that book all about? And then I'd be like, oh, you gotta see it. So should the occasion ever arise, this is going to come in extremely handy. And this was $1.19. Feel silly saying that it was 19 cents over $1. What an odd number. Oh well. I didn't set the price. Okay, this last one I'm extremely excited about. However, it's kind of a difficult situation. It's probably illegal that I purchased this. I'm willing to take that chance because I feel like no one's going to call me out on it. I haven't heard any stories of terrible things happening to people who have purchased these books. Maybe it's because they don't say anything. Aw, geez, I should have consulted with the community. I bet you're wondering what it is. I found this at Goodwill, if that helps. It's going to a good cause. For $3, I got this Arc of the Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and I just couldn't believe it. Who would give this away? I love this book. I love the cover. I love the spine. I love that it's not a tiny paperback like how they sell in stores right now, because I've been trying to find a different edition. Never thought I would find this edition, but I'm happy with it. So I'm really excited to read through this to see if any changes were made. I'm not sure if that's a common thing to happen between the release of an arc and the release of the final copy of the book. Seems like that would make sense. And okay, this is silly, but down here in the fine print it says, first of all, not for sale. Sorry. And it used to say violators will be exsanguinated, which I looked up because I had never heard that word before, and it is a word for the process of bleeding to death. So since this is mine now, I decided I didn't really want that displayed in my room because that's kind of creepy. I'm not surprised because this book is kind of just that way, but I just wanted to change it just because I can. So instead of violators will be killed violently, it says violators will be gently corrected with a smile and possibly cookies, depending on the day. So excited about this one. So the main topic of discussion today is that I got some cool books at excellent prices, and I'm excited to add them to my collection and start writing in them. Because I don't buy a lot of books, usually I get mine from the library. You just never know what's gonna be in a book, so usually I don't buy any books until afterwards, until after I read them. Okay, I need to readjust. I feel like I should be displaying these books somehow. This is the only way I can think to do it, so just bear with me. What's a book vlog without books? Am I right? Comment below which book you think is gonna fall down first, Emma or Illuminae. No wait, that's not fair. Now you may comment below which book. Dang it. Please comment below which book you think is gonna fall down first. If you get it right, I'll say congratulations, you got it right. I originally filmed this video right on the first of the year when I had just purchased these. I decided to scrap it because it didn't quite pan out. It was Vampirates, the first one to go. I'll keep them going, see how long they last. It was pretty... Come on, man. Miss Peregrine was second. I was excited about that video because it came together pretty well, and I threw in some fun ideas like setting my Goodreads reading challenge for the year on camera, because I always kind of wonder what makes people choose the number that they choose. I see things from 5 books, -4 books, I don't know why Goodreads even lets you do that, all the way up to like 250 books. So I wonder, like, why are they choosing that? Are they trying to read one book every week for the year, or is that 52 just a happy coincidence? So if you haven't seen already, I set my challenge to 1 book. I was so hesitant to do this because I like the idea, but at the same time I feel like if I don't set a bigger goal for myself, I will just forget to read, which probably isn't true, but it just feels like if I don't have that extra motivation that I might choose to do other things when last year I was spending that time reading. So in a way, it's definitely more freeing, but I am keeping in mind that I want to be reading more than 1 book in the year. So I chose 1 because after that, anything is a huge accomplishment. It sort of freed me up to just read what I want to read. Like for instance, I didn't read a lot of long books last year because I was afraid they would take like a month and then I would get way behind on my reading goal. So I didn't read War and Peace or Les Miserables. And at the end of the year I was kind of disappointed that I didn't read more books like that because those ones interest me a lot. So that's my reason for why I did it. What makes you choose the number that you choose? Is it your favorite number? That sounds fun to do sometime. Is it calculated? Is it based on your reading that you did last year? And the funny thing is that technically I already met my reading goal for the entire year by reading a single book. Yeah, this isn't a bad idea at all. So thanks for watching, and if we could keep the night circus situation on the down low, that would be great. And if you ever want to stop by and ask me about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, feel free. I'll have it waiting. We still have 3 contestants in the running. I am impressed. Although Illuminae does have a very unfair advantage. I wonder how long they'll last. Yay, we're done.